Hello, hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on the Rock Metal Podcast, we have Reality Gray. It must be said that way, Reality Gray, and you bring the fist in, because it's gray. It's almost black, but we're not quite there yet.
No, it's like a shade of gray.
Yes,
so.
It's the real shade of gray. And they have a new album called Beneath This Crown, which is coming out on May 7th via Bloodblast distribution. Right now I'm being joined by Anto to share some more information about this release and why he has one guitar that is not a Flying V. So, Anto, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John, for having me. Glad to be here.
Absolutely great to have you on. Now, I think that's a great question. You moved and we saw the black sheep of the guitar family.
Yeah? What do you mean by that?
Well, because you've got two, and they're not Flying Vs. I can't remember what they're called.
That's Randy Rhoads.
Right.
Randy Rhoads, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I have another one on the wall, which is not the Flying V. Can you see that?
I can see it. What is it? Is it Dinky?
No, it's like a soloist. Yeah. SL2, yeah.
Okay. Because it looks like a soloist, but I was a little confused by the headstock, at least from where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of very much the same. You know, the Dink is a smaller body.
Right.
So, you got a pretty good eye. I have to say that, yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. What is it you like about those guitars, or Jackson in particular?
Well, I played Jackson since, 98.
Whoa.
So, yeah, actually my first Jackson it's there. It's a SL1 from 98.
Whoa.
And, everybody in the 80s and the 90s, every metal band had a Jackson guitar.
Yeah.
So, so I was fascinated by that. And I decided to pick one, and I fell in love with the brand. And I was very glad to be endorsed by Jackson 2 years ago. So...
Take us through that. How did that happen?
I mean, for metal, it's the best. It's the best. I mean, the neck profile is so it's very fast and it's reliable. So you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. What was that like getting endorsed by Jackson?
Well, I'm not like a big Jackson guy like Marty Friedman or something, but it's a small endorsement, but. They're like a big family. They're very nice people. Very, whatever I want to get in contact with them, they're happy to help. They send me the guitar, So it's awesome. It's something that I never dreamt of. I mean, if you asked me 15 years ago, you're going to be a Jackson artist, I would laugh at you. So.
Right. Exactly.
So it's a very good thing, yes.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Are yours custom at all, or is it like stock pickups? Like if I were to look up a soloist right now, is it stock pickups?
Well, okay, I have the SL1. I changed all the pickups because I'm endorsed by EMG as well. I don't want to, So I put all the EMGs on my guitars.
Okay.
Which is for me, it's like. Playing EMGs, it's easier to play. I for lack of a better word, mm-hmm. It's easier to play with EMGs. They have a lot of attack, and so it's not stock. It's everything stock, but apart from the pickups. So
right. Yeah. What's your set? Are you like an 81, 85 kind of guy, or what's your set?
Yeah, I have 81, 85. I mean, those ones they just have one pickup, which is an 81. Mm-hmm. And the SL2 has 81, 85, and the SL1 has 81, and then two single coils, SA. So
same pickup in two different positions?
Yeah, in the middle and on the neck as a single.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. You couldn't make up your mind. Beautiful. Okay. Well, I know it's kind of funny, but this interview technically is about, you, well, in the band, obviously, but you are in the band. There wouldn't be a band without you. And, the sound that we're hearing, evidently, on the record is Jackson guitars and EMG pickups, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
Yeah. So this is totally connected, Anto. Everything here that we're chatting about is completely connected.
Yeah.
What about amps? What are we hearing on the record?
Okay, so about the amps, this time around, we wanted to experiment a bit. So for the album, we borrowed the Fractal Axe 2 from a friend. So we used, I think it was like profiling from 5150. Okay. And which I love. And cabs was like a mix or like two or three different cabs. I can't remember now exactly. Mm-hmm. But that's what are you hearing on the record? It's a 5150.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5151, 5152, or 5152?
I think it was the first one.
Ooh.
The block letter. Yes.
Yeah. Going old school.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best amp you can get for metal, in my opinion.
Wow.
Because it stands out every time you hear a 5150 in a gig, in a concert. It stands out from the others. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong with that amp, right? I mean, Van Halen is a genius. So
this is very true. Very true. I actually found a little bit of history on that amp too, speaking of Van Halen. Mm-hmm. Apparently, and I could be wrong, but this is what I found out. On the album For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge or something. Mm-hmm. It's the Fuck album. Soldano reached out and said, hey, try out my amp, the Slow 100, because it was brand new at that time. So he recorded the album with the Slow 100, switching over from his Marshall rig. And then Peavy approached him and said, we'd like to make an amp with you. And he said, yeah, I just recorded an album with this amp and it's great. Can you make one like this? So apparently the 5150 is based off of the Slow 100.
I remember reading something like this. So, yeah, I remember... Because I have blurred like memories about the 5150 history.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember there was like something like a Soldano or something. But Soldano is very, very expensive. So.
It is. It is. And that's based off of Mesa Boogie Mark II, because there is no such thing as a new amp. They're all based off of something that somebody
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. Boom. Okay, speaking of other things that are right, this album, Beneath This Crown. Mm-hmm. What is the crown that you're underneath, and is this a concept album? Is there a theme to it?
Well, Tommy, our vocalist, he came up with the name of the album. So I have my personal view on that. It's not the concept album. Yeah, it's not a concept album because the songs are not connected with each other. We have different themes on the lyrics. But I mean, Beneath This Crown, I talked with my friend Tommy about the meaning, and he wouldn't tell me. So he said, what's for you? Right. And I said, look, to me is like Beneath This Crown, I can say like the crown. In Italy, we say we're all under the sun, which means that we are, fate is what, you can't do anything. This is what's gonna happen. You can't help it.
Yeah. So
we are under the sun. It means that you do what you do, but what's gonna happen is gonna happen anyway. So Beneath This Crown, it's like you are in under the some major force, which can be whatever you want, which can be like a religious thing, which can be like something more philosophical thing. So for me, it's something you can control, and you need to fight to achieve what you want. Mm-hmm. So you're beneath this crown, which can be, I mean, I did the, for once, I did the cover art from the album. I'm not an artist by any means, but so I wanted to represent this kind of sun, cold sun, something like that.
Looks pretty good for not being an artist, Anto.
Well, it took me like a year to do it, but
it was a year well spent.
Oh yeah, sure.
Beautiful. Okay, so you got to fight through, which is why you have the Powerblast. You got to get through using the Powerblast.
That's right.
Exactly. Which we all learned from Cobra Kai, because you saw the sweater at the beginning, and you're like, I love that show. I love it. Yeah. Boom. Are you ready for season 4?
I'm super ready for season 4. I don't know when it's going to be out.
Yeah.
But, I can't wait. That is one of my favorite shows. I don't usually watch TV shows.
Me neither. Yeah. And
I love it.
My wife hates it.
What's that?
My wife hates that show. She's like, I can't believe you're watching Cobra Kai.
Why?
She says it's, what is it she call it again? A soap opera for men.
well, it's not far from the truth. I mean,
yeah.
But it's Karate Kid, man. Yeah. I mean, it's Ralph Macchio and the other guy. I mean,
yeah,
it's 80s at its best. I mean, I love the 80s.
I know. So
you've
got a guitar.
Sometimes it's a bit cheesy with all those kids, but
I think that whole thing is cheesy, but for some reason I love it. Like I just get giddy and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, beautiful. Actually, who's your favorite character on the whole show?
Well, my favorite character is the bad guy, of course.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why? Why the bad guy?
Why? Because it's the coolest.
That's okay.
I mean, it's like stranded, Ralph Macchio has this huge house and, all the scars and is rich and
yeah.
He beat the guy in the 80s and is like doing like dirty jobs and whatever, but getting drunk on 7-Elevens and I mean he's the coolest. He's the coolest.
Yeah, my wife and I actually sat down and watched the movie again after watching the show, and it makes the movie look so different.
Why you say that?
Because in the movie, at least initially I thought that whatever Ralph Macchio's character's name is, I can't remember at the moment.
Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel. Daniel's getting picked on. But after you watch the show and you kind of get to see the other side of the story, you look back at it and you're like, actually, Daniel kind of deserved what he got.
Yeah. That's what I always thought, man, because, you're going after somebody else's girl.
True. It's very true.
Right?
Yeah. You could say it's multidimensional, Anto. A multidimensional hollow.
Yeah. I came up with that title for the song.
It seems like something a guitar player would come up with.
You think so?
I think because it's so multisyllabic. It's like multidimensional hollow. Like, okay, a guitar player had to come up with that,
Okay, the thing is that when I created that song, I was listening to a lot of soundtracks from sci-fi movies.
Okay.
So, and I said, okay, this is like a cool title, which is like something can be like a sci-fi movie, like Multidimensional Hollow, which is something very. It's one word is the contrary of the other word.
Yeah.
Because it's a hollow. Hollow. It's hollow. It's nothing. How can a hollow be multi-dimensional?
I know.
So
existential.
I think it was
question.
a cool. Yeah, I thought it was a cool name for a song.
Yeah. Is it a sci-fi song?
Well, yeah. For what it's my taste, what I would say is like we experimented a lot with synthesizers and this like a spacey keyboards and sounds, even this the guitar solos with this like long delays and it's kind of and as this progressive flavor, lots of different themes in the song. So yeah, we always try to do something different from what we've done in the past, even from song to song. If you listen to Powerblast, it's totally different from the other song. So
now you mentioned guitar solo had a lot of long delay on it. Did you write the guitar solo with that in mind, or later on did you apply delay like in Pro Tools and a long delay worked?
Well, okay, there's one solo at the beginning which is like a very fast solo, and then there's like a spacey solo at the end of the song. And they have different approaches. The end solo is much more like I would say slow, which calls for something more open, like a delay. Yeah. It was not when I recorded, was not that big of a delay. We added in post production, to like to make it better, basically. But yeah, for sure, I had this thing in mind before. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because a fast solo, I know. I see local bands do it all the time. They're like fast solo, long delay, and I can't hear anything that they're playing because it's a bad decision. But you seem like a guy who knows what he's doing. So
thank you.
You're quite welcome. Speaking of knowing what you're doing,
best.
You mentioned having actually listened to this show, the Rock Metal Podcast. So, if you don't mind, how did you find out about me, and what do you like about the show, and what's it like being on the show? Is that weird?
Well, it's not weird because I watched. I don't know if I watched the all the shows, but I watched a lot of shows.
Right.
So it's like I know you without knowing you. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
And, well, you have a different approach with like interviews, which is very interesting. It's not like when you guys why do you put up the band? I mean, those kind of questions, which is totally boring questions.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I mean, we're talking about gears and we're talking about Cobra Kai, and then we threw in the songs, which is very, very cool.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Now, something that I find interesting, because I work with Nuclear Blast, but their distribution arm, Blood Blast, this is the first time that I've come across a band, at least on my show, where you're just being distributed by Nuclear Blast, and they have an arm for that. How did that happen? Take us through that. Are you guys still shopping for a label, or you're just looking for distribution? How did that happen?
Okay, we started working with this management, which is called Extreme Management Group, and they have like band like Suffocation, Origin, and they have a lot of bands, even like very well-known bands. So our manager, we were shopping the record, but because we had this record for a while sitting there, So we said, look, let's shop the record and see what can we do with this. And then they said, look, there's this possibility to sign with Blood Blast, which is a division of Nuclear Blast,
right? Which
we never dreamed of, to be honest. And so they got in touch. The management got in touch with the label, and they listened to the record. They liked it, and I said, "Look, there's no reason for us right now to print any CD or like material for you, right? Because CDs are not selling anymore. Well, if you're touring, that's another story. You can we actually sell CDs at concerts, but that's it. I mean, if you don't tour, and we can't tour right now.
Yeah.
So we said, look, this is the best thing we can do. It's a distribution from Nuclear Blast, and we have all the guys from Nuclear Blast looking after us. I mean, this is heaven for us. So we just said, okay, let's do it. Stop the shopping. We do that. This is the best thing we can do. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then I guess from there, you could eventually transition over to being with the big boys.
Yeah, that is why we accepted the offer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if the record goes well, there's nothing that can stop that. I mean, the guys at Nuclear Blast are pretty fond of the band. So the A&R guys at Blood Blast, they're always there to whatever we need to ask them, like some advice or some tips. They're always there for us. So we're trying our best to please them as much as we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the hot number one question that just came in on the hotline is tips from Nuclear Blast. I'm a band. I'm talented. What's your number one tip for any band frothing at the mouth right now about working with?
Well, okay, now the most important thing for a band is like market yourself well in an effective way. So, which is not easy because now we have like 1,000 bands every day. Instagram, Facebook are all powerful tools, but if you don't know how to use it, they're useless basically. So what I would say is to other bands, try to hire somebody that can help you with marketing your band, because it's not an easy thing. I mean, we learned to market ourselves, and we're not perfect by any stretch of imagination, but that's why we ask the big guys how we can effectively do a promotion or a marketing like strategy that is very effective for the band. And we are in the music industry for lack of a better word since 2005. So the industry has changed a lot, and we're still learning how to do things. So when the guys from Blood Blast sent us like, guys, you need to do this, this, and this, I said, wow, I didn't know that. So very simple things like put out, when you put like a video clip out, even the thumbnail on YouTube is important. Like they said, the thumbnail should be like this and not like this. Something I never heard of, because I'm just a guy playing guitar, basically.
Yeah, you're just Mixolydian, baby.
Right. Now you got to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, the label is there, but you need to be able to do everything by yourself. That's one they want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah.
I thought Mixolydian was major, and I looked it up, and it is major. So what is a guy in a metal band doing playing a major scale? My head is hurting right now, Anto.
Well, because well, it is a major scale, and it sounds like a major scale, and it sounds happy, Mm-hmm. One of my favorite guitar players now is Per Nilsson from Scar Symmetry.
Okay.
Do you know him?
Not
heard of him?
Of course I've heard of him. I've not had Scar Symmetry on the show, though. So.
Okay, so is amazing. Is like a fusion guitar player in a metal band. So I got to listen to Scar Symmetry like in 2006. And since then, I said, look, this guy's amazing. I want to learn from him. So I studied, all the Per Nilsson solos. and I got this DVD. I actually met Pernius on a NAMM 2 times.
Wow.
So, yeah. So what my approach is, try to be different in what you do on guitar in metal, because everybody does like the pentatonic scale or the minor scale, which is cool. But, you know, it's nice to change things a bit every now and then.
It is. I was going to ask.
So Mixolydian is one of my favorite scales, actually. Yeah,
Whoa.
because it works. It works on so many different songs. You can have like a minor song, and put the Mixolydian, and it works.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not taking lessons from him directly, like via Skype or Zoom. You just no. Okay.
No.
I don't know,
I
man.
wish.
I mean, you could hit him up and be like, "Yo, bro, I got Jackson guitars, I got EMG pickups, I follow everything you do. I know how to spell Mixolydian." Like,
well, I don't know if it's available for lessons, because I follow him on Facebook, and in the last year he was playing with Meshuggah, so he was pretty busy guy.
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So
you never know. Hit him up. Hit him up. I want to know.
I will.
Good. Good. Okay, so we chatted about Jackson guitars, Cobra Kai, EMG pickups. We chatted about 5150, Soldano 100, Mesa Boogie Mark II. We chatted about Extreme Management? Extreme?
Mm-hmm.
I have their email addresses here in front of me. We chatted about Blood Blast. We chatted about advice that they give you on things that you did not know.
Yeah.
That I tell a lot of bands, I'm like, just if you don't know what you're doing on Facebook, just get off of it, because you're only gonna hurt yourself. And then what
That's
else?
right.
What else we chatted about? Multidimensional Hollow. We chatted about Powerblast and how they're very different songs, but we also chatted about the album as a whole, Beneath This Crown. How you did the artwork for it, and it took you a whole long year to do the artwork.
Yeah.
Yep. We chatted about your Randy Rhoads guitars. We chatted about your soloist guitars. We chatted about the 81 SASA. We chatted about the 81. We chatted about the 8185. Mixolydian. We chatted about Mixolydian. We chatted
Very
about
important.
Yeah, we chatted about you watching the show, which is cool. I don't think we missed anything. Did we miss anything, Anto?
No.
Okay.
I think, I think we covered a lot of things, actually.
We did. It was a fast 27 minutes and 43 seconds.
Wow, 27 minutes. I mean, that was fast.
It was. It was. Groovy. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Because I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm glad. That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. I'll have to tell my wife. See, I am a good conversationalist.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Thank you. No, she knows that. That's why we have 2 kids. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast today, Anto.
No problem. I'm glad to be here, and thank you for having me and for this nice chat with you, John.